What's up, everybody? This is Christy from Polish or Die here with Tortoise Nail Supply, and today I am bringing you this cute little tortoiseshell nail tutorial using all gel polish. So first, you're going to need a black gel polish. This is Black Licorice from Elegant Glass Nails. A neon orange. This is Voltage. A blue. This is Instigator, and it's like a royal blue color. A no cleanse top coat. This is polished. Some gold foil just for funsies. And this is FL Gold from Elegant Glass Nails. And then a art brush. This is just one I had on hand. You can use literally anything. Striping brush even if you want. And then a black gel paint. I love that stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do here is grab my tile and prepare it because she's dirty. So we're going to take some alcohol on a cotton swab and wipe that off. And then I'm going to prepare my gel polishes. I'm going to put a dab of neon orange on there. And I'm only doing one nail, so I don't need a ton of color, but if you were doing more nails, then obviously you would want to make a little more of your mixture. I'm taking some blue and putting that right next to it because we're going to mix these together. Blue and orange actually make a really nice caramel brown color, and that's what we're going for the base of our nail. So I'm just mixing that together and making sure that the shade is what I want. It's actually pretty foolproof. Just put some blue and orange together. They kind of automatically make like a caramely brown color. And then I'm going to take some polished and I'm going to put that in there as well and mix that together. So what I'm doing here is I am trying to control the opacity of this color. I want it to be pretty sheer because we're going to layer this over some of our splotches. We want it to have a lot of dimension. So I'm just mixing that around and I'm going to test it on my swatch here to see if that's the color and opacity that I like, and I do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my first coat on there, evenly distribute it around the nail. It's really not that big of a deal. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfectly smooth. And then I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. Put that in the lamp. So then I'm going to take some black and I'm going to put that on my tile. Now this black is kind of sheer on its own when you're using it for art purposes. So it's actually pretty perfect. I'm going to put a little dab of that black gel paint as well because we're going to use that later. Like the smallest dab, like that, it's super tiny. Don't need a lot of this product. It goes a long, long ways. Okay, so I'm going to take my brush and I'm not really going to be too concerned about cleaning it out. Mix it with a little bit of that black. I really want this layer to blend into the background. Not so much that you absolutely can't tell that it's there, but I want it to be pretty unnoticeable, if I'm being honest. So I'm just dabbing that around kind of in a random fashion. Literally, like, not caring what the edges look like. I don't care what the middle of it looks like. The blobbier, the better. But you do kind of want to go around the nail to make sure that everything is somewhat evenly distributed, just to make a more cohesive design. And I'm going to cure that. So next I'm going to put another layer of my brown mixture on top of that. So that whole layer on the bottom is cured. So I'm just putting that over the whole thing. Again, not really worrying about cleaning off my brush too much, which is one thing I really love about this design is it's not, I mean, if you've watched any of my videos, you already know how much I love abstract, like non-perfect designs because anyone can execute them. Okay, so I'm just putting that all over my nail. all over my nail. And then into that wet layer, you notice I didn't cure it, into the wet layer, I'm going straight into the black gel polish and putting that on top somewhat of the first blobs I put on there. I'm kind of letting that first blob layer come through a little bit and just darken up some areas on top. But remember, we're putting this into the wet layer, and that's actually going to help blend some of those edges out and make it look even more, that color and everything look even more dispersed. Blending those edges, checking her out, seeing if I like her. Blend those edges a little more. And then we're going to cure that whole layer. So remember, that was wet on wet. The first one was cured on cured. Or I guess be wet on cured and then cured. Okay, so I'm going in with my last layer of brown. And that's really going to help push back that very first layer of black that we put on. And make it look like it's deep set within the nail. Same thing on top of that wet layer, I'm going in with black again. But this time I'm going to mix it in with my gel paint just a little bit because I want it to be just a touch, just a smidgen darker. Okay, I'm putting it right on top. I'm not trying to fill in that whole area. I'm literally just kind of, I don't know if you consider it highlighting because it's not, because it's black, but I'm just highlighting certain parts and bringing that black forward, that darkest black forward, and pushing those brown parts backwards. So I guess we're like contouring and highlighting if you're a makeup geek. And I'm just sort of dipping into my gel polish and dipping into my gel paint. And this helps because if you water down your gel paint just in the slightest, it does help blend into that wet layer that we just did. Just kind of dotting around, making sure I have a cohesive design. And I'm going to cure that for the full 30 seconds. Okay, so then I'm just going to take some of my foil. I love this foil because it's already like crushed up. If you want to use big old flakes, go on ahead, girl. You do what you want to do. But I'm just going to pull out some little pieces out of this pot. And I'm actually going to use the lid because I like how small and crushed up the gold is in there. It's a little more manageable, especially when I'm working on a smaller nail. And I don't want like an overpowering amount of gold. It's really just an accent. I don't know what accent that was, but. So I'm just dotting that around. Finessing the gold in there. Just pressing that right into that inhibition layer because remember, we already cured this nail, so it's just sticky on top. And I'm going to go in with my glove finger and press that down. You can also do this with your brush. I don't recommend doing it straight on with the skin on your finger because we don't want oils on top of it. So once I feel like that's flat to the nail, I'm going to go ahead and top coat her. We're going to go with a shiny top coat first just so you can really see that gold sparkle. And I'm going to get a healthy dose of polished on there. So I want to make sure that it covers all of the gold flake and also doesn't move. Like sometimes it'll move the flake around and that is super annoying to me because I'm so precise on where I put it. So I do that, lightly sweep over the nail, cure it for the full 60 seconds, and then I'm going to show you this nail in matte. So this is Elegant Glass Nails in No Shine. And it's a no wipe matte top coat, which I love. Because I don't want to sit there and do an extra step on having to wipe off the inhibition layer off a matte top coat. It's 2020, guys. Get with it. Okay, so I'm going to apply that, and then we'll see what the nail looks like once I cure it. Make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. Polish or Die on Facebook, at Polish or Die on Instagram. There she is. Look how cute. And Tortoise Nail Supply on on all of her stuff. And I look forward to more tutorials. Bye!